What up, gang? I'm back with another video. Let's get into it. Drake name brought back up in the XXX Tentacion murder case following a new appeal. Derek Williams, one of the men convicted in the case, named the rapper as a possible suspect in a new appeal filed in November. Williams is one of the 3 defendants accused of the robbery and shooting of XXX Tentacion. The new appeal, filed by Williams' defense attorney, was discussed in an interview with Law and Crime. On November 30th, Padilla referred to an Instagram post made by XXX Tentacion shortly before his death, which allegedly stated that if he were killed, it would be Champagne Poppy, Drake's well-known Instagram handle. Padilla paraphrased the post. Imagine the dead said prior to his death, "If anybody kills me, it's Champagne Poppy," suggesting that Drake may have been involved. Padilla further explained that XXX Tentacion had a history of public feud, not only with Drake, but with several other rappers connected to Drake's OVO label. Before we listen to Derek Williams' trial counsel explain how Drake is tied to this appeal, let's check out this promo real quick. Don't go nowhere.
Certified stepper, I'm the leader of this ape shit.
Promo alert, promo alert, promo alert. Today is NBA King David. He back with another promo, man. He just dropped a new banger called Let Me Hit That. Y'all make sure y'all get in the comments and let me know what you think.
Body is spanked and goodness grace, I wanna hit that. So I'm thinking, how much will it take for me to hit that? Let me hit that. Let me hit that. Let me hit that. Let me hit that.
Well, I am not arguing it. I'm not his appellate attorney. I was the trial counsel. So I'm just referencing what Mr. Patanzo, which is his appellate attorney, has stated in the brief. There is so many errors that it takes a while to even break it down. One of the main errors in my opinion in the case, which I had to sit through, argue, and live it, was the fact that in December of 2020, I filed a witness list. The state's reaction to that was to file a motion saying, we want the court to strike all of his witnesses, that's not even something that's legal or that you could do. You have to itemize who you want stricken. You just can't shotgun approach and say, I want all of his defense witnesses stricken. But the state attorney did that. In a hearing that I had to defend, myself to that in that motion, the court didn't grant that, but the court instructed me to file a pleading, which was the nexus in my defense witnesses and what nexus they had to my theory of defense, which I argued was inappropriate because at the end of the day, you're ordering me to give the state a blueprint of what my defense is going to be. But I was ordered to do it, and I did it. When prior to Mr. Onfroy, which I'll refer to him as X for this interview because his stage name was XXX Tentacion, which was the victim in this case. Prior to him being murdered, he had posted on Instagram, if anybody kills me, I'm snitching right now, it's Champagne Poppy. I'm paraphrasing, but something to that effect, right? So imagine the decedent said prior to his death, if anybody kills me, it's Champagne Poppy, which is Drake's Instagram name. I laid out in extreme detail all of my defense witnesses list, which included many rappers, because at the end of the day, the victim in this case was a rapper. He had feuds, ongoing public feuds with not only Drake, but a lot of rappers that are either signed to OVO or related to Drake in some way, including 600 Breezy, which is a Chicago-based rapper, and a rapper that's from Toronto by the name of, he goes by Top 5, which is Hassan Ali. And I had to lay that all out in detail. The court was fully aware of my theory of defense. Prior to that, I filed a motion to perpetuate the testimony of Livingston Allen, which goes by the name of DJ Academics, because DJ Academics was friends with X and had posted long YouTube, content regarding this beef. He actually posted YouTube saying that he was on the phone with X, discussing the issue and the beef that he had with Drake, and specifically, X had either said or posted something about Drake's mom, and he had posted a picture of a Drake lookalike with semen on his face, and he wanted DJ Academics to post it on his own site, and he said, I'm not going to do that. And in that conversation, DJ Academics says that you better be careful, because even though, like, and I'm paraphrasing again, even though he's not a gangster, you may be pushing him. As a reaction to that conversation, X goes and says that he takes it out off the post off of his website or off of IG, and he says that his Instagram was hacked. I laid that out in my motion to perpetuate the testimony, which a motion to perpetuate testimony is when you have a witness that is relevant to your defense and that lives beyond the jurisdictional limits of the court, and that you feel that you're not going to be able to bring them into court. So I'm basically asking the court to allow me to go to California or wherever I have to go, depose this individual, and now with his deposition, if he doesn't show up, I could use it in my defense or in my case in chief, right? So I did that, argued it to the court, and the court, in a reaction, basically said, I'm not going to grant your motion to perpetuate testimony, just take his depo. Let's just take it. So, okay, fine. I set a notice of hearing, went and served Drake in his castle in Beverly Hills. The judge enters a rule to show cause, basically saying a purge date. You have to appear for depo on this day, or I'm going to do a writ of bodily attachment. He then goes and hires Brad Cohen, a friend of the show, friend of mine as well, an excellent attorney. And Brad files several motions, motion to quash the subpoena, and he files a motion for protective order. We go back and forth, and the judge says, and the first time that Brad shows up to court, he says, you know what, I'm gonna quash the rule to show cause. He's hired counsel. You guys can communicate and figure out when this step was gonna happen. Okay, so we go back and forth. We can't agree to it for various reasons, and I'm not going to get into settlement negotiations
Sure.
on the show, but we can't agree. We go into court February 24th, I believe, on his motions. At that time, James Beard, which is the process server that served Drake, appeared as a witness, and I wanted to show video that he took of the actual attempted service, where it shows Drake's bodyguards or the people that are in front of his house refusing to cooperate. It showed one of Drake's employees kicking the subpoena down the road that leads to his mansion, and the judge didn't allow me to show that. Despite not allowing me to put forth that evidence, the judge did a 180 from telling me to figure it out, coordinate it, take the depo, did a 180, told me, why are you involving him? Granted the motion for protective order, granted the motion to quash my subpoena, allowed Mr. Cohen to argue California law without having a California expert there, and basically kind of chastised me about, why are you bringing them into it? But the state attorney, sensing there's blood in the water, says, Judge, I'm going to renew my motion to strike all his witnesses, okay? Or tennis, no notice. And he says, I'm not going to do that, but I am going to strike Mr. Graham. So he struck in the middle of the trial. He struck Drake from my witness list, which is completely inappropriate considering the history of the case.
For the people that didn't see when Drake was brought up the first time in court and the judge denied it, check it out.
Wanted to pursue, okay? In the same breath, before X died, he said, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. Before X died, he said, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. Before X died, he said, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. And do you think that for one moment, here today, days after the event, he's killed by two masked men, right? He came on social media and said, guys, before he dies, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No, they never did that. So you ask yourself, how could that be? If any of us is involved in, God forbid, in a murder, and you say, hey, it's so-and-so, you better believe so-and-so is going to get investigated. But in this case, they didn't do it. They didn't do it because it didn't comport with their version and their narrative. And as law enforcement, I think that they have the obligation to do so.
I made a video breaking down a few songs that Drake made insinuating he had something to do with XXX death. One of the song titles is on BS featuring 21 Savage. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. If you want to see my breakdown, I'm gonna put the video right here on the screen. Like I said in my first video I ever made on this situation, I think it's pointless to try to base this case around or even have an appeal around the fact that Drake is involved just because there's no solid proof that he had any involvement with this murder. But y'all get in the comments and let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on all post notifications. It's free. Do it for me. Promo alert, promo alert, promo alert. Today is KBeezy. Make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that like button, comment, and let him know I sent you. He just dropped a new banger called Trying to Get Rich. So if you're on the money train and you trying to get rich, make sure you go check it out, man. The link will be down below.
I go to work and come home, then I go to sleep. I lost my motherfucking son and I ain't even grief. 5 years before that, bitch, I lost my daddy. And that shit right there turned me into a motherfucking savage. Trying to get rich, bitch, I'm just trying to get rich. Bitch, I'm just trying to get rich, trying to get out of this shit.
Hey, do me a favor. Look down right there to the bottom left and hit that like button for me. Hit that like button right there. I appreciate it. Now continue watching. Promo alert. If you need promo, DM me on Instagram at music101CEO. $30 for one promo video on my YouTube. $50 for 3 promo videos on my YouTube. $70 for 6 promo videos on my YouTube. And $130 for 12 promo videos on my YouTube channel. Make sure y'all tap in and get that promo if you want to win.